Good morning. I'm so glad you all came to our class today. We have a play for you today called The Beginning of Life in the Ocean. And I wanted to tell you a little bit of the story before the play so that you know what we're doing when we're up on the stage. This story is about our planet. It's about the Earth. And long time ago, when the Earth was just becoming a planet, it was very hot. It was so hot that the rocks were not rocks. They were still liquid. And it went around and around and around and around until it made itself into a hard rock ball. And so that there was air and there was rocks, and it started to rain, and it rained and it rained and it rained. It rained so much that it made the oceans. Can you imagine how much rain that is? But then there was a problem, because then it kept raining. And when the rain would hit the rocks and go down into the ocean, it was washing all the salts and the chemicals out of the rocks into the ocean. And the ocean kept getting saltier and saltier. And soon it was too salty for anything that ever came along to live in it to live. And so the Earth had a problem. And nobody knew how to solve it. The water didn't know how to solve it. The rocks didn't know how to solve it. The air didn't know how to solve it. But one day, there appeared in the ocean this tiny little blob of jelly. And that tiny little blob of jelly was a brand new thing on the Earth. And it had rules that it had to follow. The rules were that it needed to eat, it needed to grow, and it needed to make other little things like itself. And soon there were many little blobs of jelly living in the ocean. And you know what they ate? They ate the salt that was in the water. That's how they lived. So they started little bit by little bit cleaning the water in the ocean. Right. If they lived in your pool, they would clean your pool. They would.
And then you'll eat all of it, and then...
Well, did they eat all the salt in the ocean? Have you ever tasted the water at the beach?
I thought...
Is it salty? So they didn't eat all the salt, did they? They just ate some of the salt. Okay, so that is where...
Eat all of my salt.
So that is where our play starts, with the little creatures who were the little blobs of jelly in the ocean. They're called protozoa. And they start cleaning the water. That's where we get started. You ready?
Okay. Millions of years ago, in the cold and salty waters of the ocean, the first protozoa began their life. They floated like stars drifting among the amoeba of the dirty ocean waters. Slowly, they began to get to work. Their work was to clean the salt and dirt from the water by absorbing it through their bodies. Reaching and drinking in incredibly huge amounts of water through their tiny pores, they began to clean the waters.
The earth is new, the ocean is new. Something must be done. The salt and the calcium keeps coming down the river. The ocean will not stay calm. The water must be clean so others can live. The water must be clean so the planet can evolve. We can clean the water. We can clean the water. We take in the water so the carbon can dissolve.
The protozoas worked and worked. They tried their best, but they needed some help. The oceans were getting dirtier and dirtier from all the water running in from the rivers from the new forming continents. Their friends, the trilobites, came to the ocean to help them work. These hard-shelled animals with segmented bodies or bottom dwellers. They busied themselves cleaning the waters from salts and calcium carbonate that threatened to make the waters unlivable. Since the work was hard, they had many babies to help them with the work.
The trilobites are hungry, the trilobites are hungry, the trilobites know what must be done. We must clean the ocean, our kids must clean the ocean. We must do this job so the planet can go on. We feed from the bottom, we eat all the trash. Our children help us with our work. Our family always pulls together. Our jobs we will not shirk. We must clean the ocean, our kids must clean the ocean. We must do this job work so the earth will last.
There came a time when this work had to cease, for the coming of the Ice Age, when everything froze for a time.
Freeze! All of you freeze! Fall to your knees in the chill breeze. There's nothing but cold. Stop! All of you stop. There's nothing to do, nothing to see except on the top where everything's frozen too. Oh, what is this world to do? The oceans are cold. Everything has stopped. How could this be taught?
Slowly, gradually, this frigid period passed, and life began to return to normal.
I'm melting.
Only now and their friends joined the others. Only now new friends joined the others. The cephalopods and the trilobites and protozoa. These funny, beautiful animals with feet on their heads would turn and reach, taking in calcium carbonate and turning into beautiful, winding, chambered shells.
Why did he fall down? We need the calcium in the ocean to make our beautiful shells. We wave it around and make it sound. Inside it reads like vowels. We have our legs upon our heads. Makes sense to us. With our legs up on our heads. Headstands are not fuss. We need to stand every which way so we can help the sea. We clean the water, take out the salt, and make our shells so beautiful to see.
The cephalopods helped in the efforts of the protozoas and the trilobites, but somehow the waters continued to get dirty. These animals needed help. The crinoids came to the rescue. Tall and elegant, these sea lilies helped to clean the waters.
We are not plants. We are not plants. Our feet are bound in heavy stone rings. We clean the water. We help the ocean. We do our job so the creatures can eat. We look like towering trees. We have arms but have no knees. We reach up high, we reach up strong, and as we work, we sing this song. We are not plants. We are not plants. Our plants can't move at all. We are beautiful. We are bountiful. We are very, very tall.
All these animals worked and worked, but the trilobites were not as strong and dominant as they were before the Ice Age. They kept falling behind in their work. Suddenly, as through out of nowhere, a new animal came to the rescue. The corals weren't as strong or as fierce as the trilobites. They floated and waved gracefully in the water and had to remain in one spot and had to have their food brought to them. Who would bring their food? The fish. The big fish chased the small fish to try to eat them, and the small fish swam away quickly to try to get away. The fish stirred up the water and brought the tiny particles of nourishment to the corals.
I am the big fish. I chase the small fish. I am the small fish. I try to get away. We stir up the ocean. Stir up the ocean. So they will stay. Growl, growl. Eat, eat. Growl, growl.
Yum, yum, yum.
Growl, growl. Eat, eat. Growl, growl.
Yum, yum, yum.
The corals were able to clean the water so well that they made the ocean clear and clean. The calcium carbonate was absorbed by them to make their remains hard and firm like a bone.
We have found our job at last. It is to make the ocean last. We can move very far. We can travel to a star. We can read or make a poem.
We can't sew or build a home, but we clean the waters of the sea to make it work for you and me. For years and years we've done it now. We know why and we know how.
So, slowly, gradually, the trilobites who were tired of so much work began to rest in peace. And the corals took over the job of cleaning the waters, and ever since, without a change or rebellion, life in the ocean waters had begun.
Breathe out.